Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm really pleased you can make it. Now, today's video is all about prepping on a budget, okay? As you know, I like to find a bargain. I like to manage the budget really carefully and keep costs down where I can and yet still eat and manage a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So I'm going to show you some of the things that we buy to put in our prepping pantry and to keep it on a low cost. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight into it. Now, the first item I'm going to do is not a food item, it's toiletry item. Now, during the pandemic, we could not get toothbrushes and toothpaste anywhere. I remember going to about 4 different shops trying to find toothpaste. So ever since then, I've made sure I've got toothbrushes and toothpaste in my cupboard. Now, what I do, these toothbrushes, 2 toothbrushes for 25 pence. Yes, 25 pence. Toothpaste, 50 pence. I keep these in my cupboard. 75 pence. There you go. 2 people's toothbrushes and toothpaste. That can't be bad. Another thing is paracetamol. We couldn't get paracetamol. When we had COVID and we had that horrid COVID head, I mean, we were pretty rough with it. We couldn't get paracetamol. And I remember my old boss, he went out looking everywhere for paracetamol for me. And he really kindly managed to get some and brought them to us. But that made me really conscious again that I need to keep a stock of this. Now, this paracetamol, it lasts until 2028. So it's got years and years and years to go. So I am always going to keep a stock of paracetamol because that is my go-to when I get a headache. So any medicines that you've got, make sure you keep a stock. But I'm focusing today on the sort of cheaper option. So I just buy the cheap bog standard paracetamol. One of the other items, you know, I like to keep a stock of my pasta and my rice. So that's just going to go straight into here. Value pasta, 41 pence. There it is. That's what we buy. We eat a lot of pasta in this house. It's quick, it's easy. I'm going to be able to cook this nice and quickly. If there's not much power, I can cook this on a camping stove. My pasta. Same goes for my rice. This is, I think these are around 50 pence now. They have gone up a little bit, but it's still really good value. A whole kilo of rice for 50p. And again, I can cook that on a camping stove should I have to. So rice, really, really good. To accompany the pasta, we keep jars of things like pesto sauce. Now, I only buy this when it's on offer. We do like this in our house, but like I say, I think they had an offer. It was 3 for the price of 2. So that's why we got these. We stock up on these. And this has got, I think this is 2026 that this goes out of date. So that's a good few years to keep that in your pantry. So yeah, when it's on offer, get it. Another thing is fish. We do like fish in our house. And I buy tuna. So I usually buy, where is it? This one. You can usually get it, I think it's 4 tins for £3. But the other day I was in the supermarket and I noticed this one in the same supermarket. I looked at the ingredients. I've looked at the nutritional values, all the ingredients. There is, from what I can see, absolutely no difference whatsoever, and yet this one is 55p a tin. So I can get 4 tins for £2.20. So I can get another tin. I can get 5 tins for the same price as 4 of this. So I'm going to buy these ones in future because I can't see any difference. I literally can't. If anyone knows what the difference is, I'd love to know. But yeah, this one I'm going to buy in future. And just a note on tuna. If you're doing it for sandwiches and things and you strain all the liquid away and what have you, keep that liquid for when you're cooking, I don't know, a pasta or something where you want to add a bit of flavour. Keep the liquid from it because that will really give you some lovely flavour in there. So don't waste anything. So that's another thing in my pantry. Another thing I like to keep a good stock of beans and things. So what have I got? I've got various beans. Where are they? These are my kidney beans I buy. I think these are 39p, I think they are, these ones. I keep a good stock of these. So yeah, these are just the value kidney beans. I just buy loads of these and put them in the cupboard. Equally, chickpeas, I shop around for these. I think was it Aldi or Lidl? I can't remember if this is Aldi or Lidl. Aldi. At the moment, I think they're cheapest in Aldi, so I get them from there. And the same for black beans, I get them from there too because they are a lot cheaper. So I tend to just keep a good stock of various beans and things. Equally, tomatoes, always keep a stock of tomatoes. They were something that were really hard to get during the pandemic. So yeah, tomatoes. We must have eaten a lot of pasta during the pandemic. And so some of the other tins that we keep, tinned fruit. Be very careful with the tinned fruit because some of it is really expensive. This is 34 pence. It's 34 pence in Aldi, in Tesco. I think most of the supermarkets do this one pretty cheap. So we have loads and loads of these. I do can, as you can see behind me. I think you can't see, it's just up there. I do a lot of my own canning, and at the moment we've got pears. We've got a load just ripening on the tree that are just about ready to be canned for this year. I've got loads of tomatoes and things. But I also keep a stock of these. So definitely get some tinned fruit and just make sure you look for the sort of cheaper ones or ones that are on special offer and stock up. Also rice pudding, we keep that, a little bit of nutrition in there, and it's just something different. So we keep a stock of those. Now, if you're like me and you like to do a lot of baking, keep stock of your baking. Again, when COVID hit and we all locked down, we couldn't get flour or yeast or anything like that. It was just, suddenly we all got into baking, didn't we? So I always keep stock of flour. Now I do use different flours, but this is one of the ones I keep for my pantry, for my backup, because this is relatively inexpensive. So this is going in my pantry, as well as yeast. I did have some yeast here somewhere. Oh, here. And yeast, definitely, especially if you like making bread, keep your yeast. So you've got your flour, you've got your yeast. Equally, sugar. Now I've always kept a stock of sugar because if I've been out foraging or I've got a glut of fruit or something and I want to deal with it, I always need sugar. So I will always keep sugar, and I would recommend you do the same. And again, from a preserving perspective, lemon juice. Lemon juice is used in so many different things. It's also used to flavour a lot of things. So I always keep some of these in the pantry as well. So I've got some lemon juice. It's also got your vitamin C, hasn't it? So a couple of the other things that we do. So this is something, now it's suet. You can get meat suet or vegetable suet. We use the vegetable suet one. I do use the meat one, but you can't get it so often. And we love this. We love it in dumplings in particular, on top of a stew or something. But again, if you can't get access to fats or anything, you've got it here, dried. So it's a really lovely, flavoursome way of adding some fat into your diet. And if there is difficulties or shortages, this is a really good thing to have. This is probably the most expensive thing in all the things I've got. So, but I do think it's worth it. And another thing we like to keep a stock of, some vacuum packed things. These are chestnuts. These last a good few years as well. I bought these on special offer. So I buy these after Christmas when nobody's interested in chestnuts. And I just go and buy all the ones that are being sold off cheap because obviously it's Christmas and nobody wants chestnuts anymore. Well, we do. We love chestnuts. We put them in casseroles, in stews, in stuffings. And so I keep a good stash of chestnuts or other vacuum packed fruits and nuts and things are really useful, but look out for the bargains. And finally, I'll just do these biscuits. I always keep a stash of biscuits. They're not nutritionally really, apart from a bit of calories, then there's not much in there, but I like to keep them in my stock of my pantry. I like to keep them in my prepper's pantry because, well, I like a cup of tea, and it has been known that I do dunk on occasion. So yeah, I will keep a stash of biscuits. So a cup of tea and a biscuit, you can't go wrong really. So what I will say is there are some of these items here that are so cheap that you could stock up for £2. You could Start your preppers pantry for £2 a week. It's so simple. I will show you. You can get 5 items for £2. Okay, so you can get 5 items here for £2. So I suggest you just say, my shopping, I'm going to spend £2 a week on my preppers pantry, and just build it up like that. And then before you know it, you've got a whole load of things and you've done it without really noticing the difference. So look at this, 5 items, pasta 41 pence, peach slices 34, so what's that, 41, 34, 45, 50, 60, 75. Toothbrush and toothpaste, they were 75, so that's £1.50 plus your tin of tuna. So all of these items here you've got for £2. You've pretty much got a meal, and then you can brush your teeth afterwards. You've got your pasta and your tuna, you've got some peach slices, then you've got your toothbrush. All of that for £2. So I hope you've enjoyed my little dip into some of the prepping items I use. I will do some more about some of the things that we like to keep. And yeah, definitely start today with your prepping pantry with spending £2 a week. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you haven't done already, please don't forget to hit the like button down below, and I'd love it if you would subscribe. It really does help the channel. And if you've got any comments too, I love to hear your comments. So until next time,